This is fight 262, and this is down on Phuket. I had Crew Pot from Phuket King Muay Thai in my corner, and this was my first time fighting down at Patong Stadium in Phuket. I had fought in Khao Lak on Christmas for a Kartchuk fight, but that was the first time I'd ever fought down south, and this is the first time in a stadium down south. So Kevin and I were kind of figuring things out. It's always weird when you go to a new stadium. Kevin was told to sit in these chairs over here, so he's a little bit far from the stage. It's something that we're not used to. Kind of figuring out where you're allowed to be and like where you can film from and things like that. Crew Pot we had met and filmed with for the Muay Thai Library. He's in there now. He's amazing, just incredible knee fighter. I love his style. I love his like punctuation. So it was really exciting to get him in the Muay Thai Library. You can watch that as a patron. But he's also a really cool guy. And when I met him, he was like, you can totally fight down on Phuket. So it's kind of opening a door a little bit. I've fought down there a few times now, but this is my first one. This is Gulappet. Just entering the ring, that's my opponent. Her name means like a diamond rose, which is kind of cool. I really had no idea what to expect because it's just a completely different world from where I've ever fought before. So it's kind of exciting when you get to go to a new place and kind of like have the nervousness of a stadium you've never been in before. But actually quite a few people came to watch me live and came backstage and said hi to me and stuff. So it's cool to have people who follow me come watch me live and find me and say hi. We had to enter on this catwalk, which I'm used to doing when I'm on TV, but I'm really not used to doing it on like normal shows. But it's actually a cool venue, Patong Stadium. It's like a tiny Lumpini, actually, it reminds me of a little bit. And I had no idea what to expect from like the referees or anything like that. Usually in certain stadia there will be a feeling of how long they let the clinch go or what kind of breaks they make or whether they really like advancing fighters or that kind of thing. But you really only know that when you've been watching the fights there for a while or if you watch the fights before you. When I was backstage, they have the chairs like glued to the floor where you get your hands wrapped. I had already wrapped my own hands because that's what I do. But Crew Pot had a couple of other fighters on the card, and so they were in these chairs getting their hands wrapped, and I didn't really get to see any of the fights before mine. I think I was third or fourth, and I didn't get to watch the ones before me because you're backstage and then you have to like go up on this catwalk to get in, so it's not really a like watch the ones before you type of situation. But Gulappet is, I don't know, she's not my size. She's not my size. She's short. She's probably 51, 52 kilos. I walk around at 46, so in the ballpark of the weight that I'm usually fighting at, but a little bit shorter than the tall fighters that I face in Chiang Mai when I come up. I'm usually in the red corner when I fight in Chiang Mai. So I got to wear my blue shorts and my different sponsor top. I have two sponsors. I have Onyx MMA and Low Blow that are on my shirt. And so I have a red one and I have a dark one, and I got to wear the dark one, which is kind of exciting, a little bit different. When you fight as much as I do, it's these little things that you get to have be different. I think early in my career, any kind of difference really freaked me out, like being in a stadium I'd never been in before, or against an opponent I didn't know anything about, or you know, my corner is late or whatever. It totally freaked me out, but now I get excited by these little changes. 262 fights in, these small things make a difference. I didn't really get to see Gulappet's Ram Muay, so I'm kind of looking at it now as I'm watching this video. It's actually slightly similar to mine in that first little part. Here's a little look around the stadium. They actually, I think, broadcast live on TV. I'm not sure what channel it is. I think I've run into it by accident before. But on this side of the, or I guess it's on that side of the ring, kind of like in the back of the side to the left that you can see now, they have a camera up on like a catbird seat. Oh, she shot arrows at me. I had no idea. The energy was actually pretty nice in the stadium. It wasn't packed, but it has separate areas for gamblers. They kind of go up in the rafters a little bit more, which is also how like Lumpini and Rajadamnern are set up, is that the gambling is in kind of designated areas, and then you have the VIP seating closer to the ring. So it's kind of set up like that. But the gamblers were very interested in me before the fight. They were coming up and kind of squeezing my muscles, as they like to do. I don't think that they knew really anything about me, didn't really know what to expect, because I'm not really known down on Phuket yet. So it was nice, actually, for me, knowing that Krupat was in my corner as a knee fighter. I don't always listen to my corner, even if I know them, because they're, I don't know, you want to listen to what they're telling you that might be good advice for what you're trying to do, but also you need to be solving your opponent yourself, and you need to be really self-directed. There's no joystick for fighters in the ring, but having a knee fighter in my corner, I was excited to hear what kind of advice he would be giving me, just because I like his style so much. She came at me right away with these kicks, and she actually had some nice like 1-2 punches. She's heavier than me, so she had some weight behind the things she was firing at me, but I felt right away in this first clinch exchange that there was not going to be an exchange in the clinch between the two of us. So she's just trying to keep me out for the most part. I'm trying to stay close. I've been working a little bit on my gallop, which is footwork from Yodkunpan, which is this way to cover distance. I'm not doing it right now. I'm actually just getting tagged a lot, but getting tagged like that at close range means I'm staying inside, which is good. I don't want to be at pad range of my opponent. That's just being on the end of their kicks all the time. As a knee fighter, you're going to get hit on your way in, and Dieselnoy has made it really clear to me many times that in early rounds, you're just going to get hit a lot and it doesn't matter. So I'm framing up. I have what I call building a frame. So I have an arm hook and one on her head where I can kind of control the movement and still land strikes in the clinch. I need to turn a little bit more, but my grab here is really nice. I'm not overturning. Sometimes my elbow goes past my opponent's shoulder, and then it's really hard to land any strikes. That drag back is really good for me. This is a very dangerous position for my opponent to get in. You can see she's putting her hips in to protect herself from the knees, and that's when I turn to kind of break her roop, which is her body position, and force her into a bad position where I can land really high scoring knees. But this entire fight is a battle over distance. She wants to be at kicking distance, and I want to be close like this and then dragging back to be landing my knees up in the middle. I think Krupat was yelling at me to teep more. That's a nice teep from her. Up high too. Oh, it's really good for me to be able to get this frame all the time though. The ref breaks us because of the end of the round. So I'm pretty sure when I looked over in her corner, they were like, do not clinch with her. And then on this side, Krupat was telling me that he wanted me to jab first and teep first. In Thai, they say teep num. Teep num means teep first. It means like upon entry, you're teeping. This is something that every single amazing knee fighter I've ever worked with, Gulappet, Dieselnoy, Long Swan yelled at me about this a lot. He actually really likes the jab first. But the jab and the teep upon entry as a knee fighter is like so standard 101. And they get so frustrated with me when I don't do it. It's something I've been working on, and even with Yodkunpan very recently, I've been working on this really long jab that I kind of had hoped would appear in this fight a little bit more than it did in that first round for sure. It's a way to, as you're covering distance, really just lance out. His really, really long jab is a way to kind of like cover distance, but also set pace. So that's Krupat's like pantomime of jabbing and teeping on the way in. I don't think I was really out of breath. I think that I was like really calm in this fight. I'm very comfortable in those clinch positions. I don't exert a lot of energy doing that, which is good for me. Closing distance against a tall opponent can be really hard. So even though she's heavier than me, because she's not tall, I'm able to get into these positions without taking a lot and like exerting a lot of energy on the way in. It's good teeps and kicks on her part. She just landed like 4 strikes on me. My guard is good though. I'm keeping my guard up high. Something that Kevin's been having me really focus on is punching out of my guard. Having 2 positions where you're relaxed like this, and so you punch low like this, but when you're in maximum guard, you can't bring your weapons out. I'm trying to get the punches to come out of the guard, which actually works really well for grabbing as well, because you can come in guarded and grab out of it. She's actually trying to twist a little bit now to escape my knees. That's a good effort on her part, but I don't think it's something she's as practiced in. Those kicks are getting a little bit looser. She's not committed entirely to them. Oh. Ref doesn't need to be breaking that. It's a little bit of a save for her. She's punching hard though. She's trying to keep me off of her. That was a pretty good rip on my part. And when you land on top like that, you get the point, even if there was a little bit of an exchange, because you get the dominant position at the end. Better not to go down at all though. See how I'm wrenching my arm back? I'm trying to get my elbow to the front of her shoulder. That way I can position myself at the distance I need to land knees. I should have thrown a knee before throwing her down, but it's okay. It's just showing strength and dominance. It's only round 2. This isn't even a scoring round yet. But the referee sees where this is going, which is that she's not really able to defend herself anymore. In Thailand, you'll get stoppages like that, which are basically to protect the fighter. It's not a bad thing. It can be a little bit disappointing when you first start, because you're like, why is this being stopped? But when you see where a fight's going, there's no reason to force the knockout, because a lot of these fights are not, for big purses or big things. People fight a lot in Thailand, and that was definitely going to be a knockout in not too much time later. They had this be for the Patong Stadium belt at 108 pounds. I don't weigh 108 pounds. I walk around at like 101 pounds. It doesn't matter. I don't think she weighs 108 either, but you'll kind of see this at some stadia around Thailand, where they'll put a belt on a fight in order to drum up the gambling or excitement or things like this. It's nice to get a photo. You don't get to keep the belt, but I got some nice photos out of this. It was really big and heavy, which was nice. The promoter for this show is the owner of Sing Patong Gym, and he also promotes in Bangkok. He has a really nice way of promoting. I actually really like him. I've fought for him a couple of times now. I'm just trying to find my way down the stairs with that chunk of metal on me. So you can see a little bit of the stadium here. So you like go back through these gates. Someone taking a photo. You go back through these gates to the back, and then there's the dressing room back there. It's just like this long hallway. So you have the blue corner on this side, and then the red corner is on the opposite side, and they have like an equipment cage where all the gloves and you can borrow a mongkon and things like that. This room we're walking by is where you would get stitched up. This guy was his first fight in Thailand. He was also from Phuket King. So Krupot had to immediately go back to the corner and corner for him. And the photographer of the stadium wanted to take a picture of me for maybe the next poster or something. But that's the medical room. It looks like they even have like color-coded tables upon which you would be stitched if you're like red corner or blue corner. I don't know if they abide by that, but it means that both fighters might be laying there at the same time. These are the chairs that are like glued to the floor. And then people were coming back and saying hi, which was cool. This guy who I'm standing next to went to a seminar at Tiger Muay Thai with Dieselnoy Namkabun and Samart, and had Dieselnoy sign my 200 fight shorts, which is really cool. He sent me a photo. These signs that are behind me in Thai, these are letting gamblers know that if they disagree with a ruling by the judges, or cornermen, if they disagree with what the judges have said, that they are not the judges themselves and to basically keep quiet. They have signs like that at Lumpini. It's basically the stadium rules and like how to conduct yourself and things like that. So you can see all these chairs that are glued here. This is how they kind of streamline people being able to have space to wrap hands. This woman I was talking to is from Sweden. She said she'd been following me for a little bit. She's very sweet. I really like when people come say hi to me. If you ever come see me fight live, please don't be shy to come say hi. Before or after is fine. There's my monk on. Krupat's energy is cool. We're trying to get a photo with him to post, and he's got to go run back to the ring and corner for his fighter. This is very typical backstage of many different stadia in Thailand, just kind of like people going about their business, very relaxed, business as usual kind of thing. I love it. I love that the energy is a little bit built because there's excitement, but it's also not like intense. They're taking the belt back now. Put it back behind the gate. Those are my sponsors, Onyx MMA and Low Blow. Thank you guys, and thank you to all my patrons who helped this be possible. Getting the tape off of the gloves can always be a little bit of a difficult thing to do. Krupat's amazing. He brought some people to help him in the corner, but he did basically everything himself for, I think he had 3 fighters, including me. I wrapped my own hands, but he gave me my massage and cornered for me and stuff. It can be quite busy when you're the only one taking care of a number of fighters. Kevin getting some angles. I actually really like that one. Fight 262. Patong. That's me, and in the center is my opponent. This is fight 262, just finished here in Phuket. This is Patong Stadium, and it was a round 2 stoppage by the ref, so that's a TKO. I'm a little bit frustrated with myself because there were things that I actually wanted to do in this fight that I did none of, but that's okay. You do that in training, and then the fight is just kind of what it is. It's what your deeper instincts and things that you've trained are. Like, I'm doing things that I've been training for a long time before this, so the things that I train now will appear much later than this, so that's okay. Krupat was in my corner. He's Phuket King Muay Thai Gym. Amazing Muay Thai fighter. Definitely go to his gym if you're in Phuket and you want like a small family-run gym that's Muay Thai. Krupat's amazing. It's cool having him in my corner. I've never had him in my corner before. It's my only second time fighting in the South. My last one was Kartship. So I'm excited. Hopefully I can fight here again, opening up the South as an avenue for me to have more fights. 262. Thank you guys for watching the live stream, those of you who did, and thank you to my sponsors, Onyx MMA and Low Blow, and all my patrons who helped me be here. I will be home tomorrow, which is crazy. Kevin and I always drive. We flew this time, so we're actually going to be home tomorrow, which is absolutely insane. Thank you guys.
Okay, everybody, welcome. Hopefully you can hear me. Welcome to fight 262. 262. We're fighting, Sylvie's fighting for the first time in Phuket. After all these fights, we're finally down in Phuket. That is Krupat in Sylvie's corner with her Monkon. Krupat is like a serious Muay Thai master. Sylvie trained and filmed with him for the Muay Thai Library, which that session will probably be up next. He's incredible. We had such a great feeling about Krupat. If you want to see what Krupat's about, look up Krupat Sanchai and watch him like Muay Thai Sanchai in practice. It's like one of the most stunning videos you'll ever see. He had a lot of kilos on Sanchai, but man, his energy was crazy. We know nothing about this opponent. It's a pretty exciting thing to break into a new stadium. Thank you, Dan, for the audio feedback. Fighting a new stadium, everything is new. We flew in yesterday to give ourselves a little bit of a cushion to orient ourselves. We're in Patong. This is Patong Stadium. The girl looks to be about 51 kilos. Maybe 52, maybe, I don't know. She looks pretty stout below, maybe bigger than that even. Sylvie's 46 kilos, so she's probably giving up 5 or 6 kilos in this fight. It happens to be for some kind of stadium belt, which is coincidental. It's not something we knew going in. Very exciting, though, to fight in a new area of Thailand, and Thailand is renowned for its like the huge concentration of gyms and stadiums. We really don't have contacts. We haven't had contacts down here, which is the main reason why we haven't fought. In Phuket. It's a beautiful little stadium, and it's pretty packed. Like, you hear that tourism has been affected, but it is pretty packed. The energy here is really nice too. Sylvie's got pretty nice rhythm and slowness in her Ramoi, which is always a good sign. It means she's relaxed and doesn't feel pressured by the moment. Pretty awesome. Just even the chance to like to fight in all regions of Thailand, all the different versions, modes of Muay Thai. When we see a stout girl like this, we usually like that because they will not, they tend not to run from Sylvie when they have size. They tend to be willing to clash and clinch, which is what Sylvie wants. Very exciting. I'm excited for this fight. 262. It's great, like, atmosphere in Patong Stadium. Like, they call out the strikes. There's a gambling kind of atmosphere, like in terms of energy, which is kind of cool. Has a Thai feeling, even though it makes its money through tourism. Sylvie walks forward on the touch gloves, which is usually a pretty good sign. Girl seems to be like feeling Sylvie out. Kicks and punch combinations. Sylvie gets in the clinch right away. Locks out that arm. This is a very good sign for Sylvie. This girl doesn't seem to be able to handle it. Early clinch break maybe for the round. Like first round, early clinch break. Seems the girl likes punch and kick combinations. Sylvie did a little bit of a plow. Sylvie in max guard. Oh, lead elbow. Sylvie busted it inside. Krupat's calling for jabs. Sylvie's getting an arm loop very steadily in this fight, which opens up the left side knee. This girl's gonna get really tired soon if she's able to do this. A little bit of a head drag by Sylvie to get emphasis and dominance. Look, nice teep from Sylvie. Sylvie came in with a jab and it turned into a clinch. She's getting that big right outside knee, which sets up her left knee very nicely. Nice left knees. These are knockout knees usually. She's going for the knockout now. The girl's strong. Oh, doubled her. Girl's tough though. I'm sure in Phuket she's had a lot of fights and probably fought a lot of big Farang. Sylvie's feeling good in the clinch. She's got outside position. She's still leaping from the knee. There's that left knee, which is her knockout knee. Ref is breaking the clinch. First round, probably. Red is tough. Sylvie marching in, took a teep to the face. Sylvie's getting that clinch grab in very nicely. Big right knee and left knee and drag. That drag you see, that drag back is a really important part of clinch, technique-wise. A lot of people see clinch as forward fighting, but actually the best clinch happens on the drag back. Tanner, Sylvie's blue corner. Nancy, it's not possible to zoom in. We're on a GoPro. There's no zooming. We're in another stadium, so we can't really take, in terms of the closeness of the fight, we can't really take ideal sight positions, sight lines for the camera. I was actually a little bit worried that they wouldn't even let me come in as close as I am. So, in a review on that was a very good first round for Sylvie, not necessarily point-wise, but she was shown she was able to get into quick clinch positions. Krupot is like, don't come in stiff, come in with more rhythm, which is the way we're training to. Sylvie's got a problem. She fights really large, physically stronger opponents all the time. So she's developed a kind of citadel posture, ready to take the blow. She's behind already with a spin, big turn. Ref breaking the clinch again. This girl's got pretty good gas. Nice little teep from Sylvie. Check from Sylvie and a teep. That was a nice femur little moment. She's tracking, she's got to go, she's tracking right, she has to go left. Nice. Girl's throwing a lot of strikes. Sylvie's got the lock on her. Big knee to the left. Big knee, big knee. She's crushing her root, which is what you want. Krupot's calling for jab. Nice check by Sylvie. She waits for the kick to go by. She postures up. Big knee, big knee. Oh, yep. Girl's just trying to get to the ropes so it'll break. She's tough, though. She's not even gassed by all this. Sylvie got another lock position and a toss down. Another arm control. She's outside position. Another inside knee. Big knee to the ribs. And a throw down. Girl is tough. Sylvie's coming in with her knee up to block that kick. Big left knees. She's getting those left knees in big time. And he calls the fight. She's not fighting back. I think that was the way it was going to go. I would say that's an early call. But unless this girl cut Sylvie, that was just going to get worse. Her head was going to come down, and there was going to be a knee to the head probably. Really nice control of all the inside positions. Even when Sylvie got outside, she controlled that arm, pinched it in. Looks like there's going to be the belt award. I think it's a 49-kilo patong belt. I'm assuming they give these belts out pretty frequently, but I don't know. Sweet pea, Sylvie, I need a picture of your belt. Real quick, right now. Looks like they're bringing Sylvie to some kind of like where they take the pictures. With the belt. Pretty nice, baby. People taking pictures of Sylvie. That was a pretty quick fight, but Sylvie had too much inside position control. It's a problem with combination fighting is that you can always collapse the space, or often collapse the space. It puts the clinch fighter in the driver's seat unless you're really adept at movement. Good, baby? Oh, yeah. My hands are full, baby. Okay. Sweepy, say goodbye.
Bye guys, thank you for watching the live stream. Thank you to my sponsors, Loblo and
That's right. Thank you, Loblo. And on